Alright, hey guys, this is Elite Cheese bringing you another UU battle, my bad. This one is against another random guy off of Smogon who wanted to UU battle, so I decided to battle him, and this team's just kind of a bunch of random guys that I wanted to use from UU that I threw together that had some kind of type synergy to them. They're all really offensive though, so this team actually does not have any walls on it. So, the game ended up being pretty good though, because I don't think he brought a really standard, or not a really solid, well-made team. You know, he didn't put a lot of time into it either. And so it ended up being a good battle, and I hope you guys enjoy. Here it is. Alright, so I'm going to lead off with my Shaman, and this is a Life Orb Shaman set. It's the same set that I used in my video for the first round in Conflicted's tournament. And I do that because I see that the only Pokemon that he has that resist grass are his Victini, who tends to be offensive, and his Rotom, who also tends to be offensive. So I know that if I just go for that Life Orb Seed Filler, something on his team is going to be taking a boatload of damage. So I do go for that. He decides to switch into his Rotom, because that's one of his resists, and that does almost half. And I feel really great about the damage. I also get the special defense drop there, which that actually does not end up mattering at all because he ends up being Scarfed, so he's going to outspeed me since I'm Life Orbed, and he's just going to go for the Volt Switch. Nothing he really had threatened me at all. I was almost positive I could take any hidden power that he had because of Shaman's natural bulk. But unfortunately, I decided to go for the hidden power here. I actually don't know what hidden power this is because all of my Pokemon are also from Wild Chase's UU database, so yeah. I assumed it was either Fire or Ice though, so it would have been super effective either way. I should have just gone for another Seed Flare since that would have killed anyway after the special defense drop. And I make a huge mistake here staying in even after not seeing leftovers, which would mean that he's either a Life Orb Timid set or he is Choice Scarfed, probably, because you don't really see Specs or Banded Mews at all. And he ends up being Life Orb, which means that he did win the speed tie there since we're both base 100s plus speed nature. But oh well, that's how it goes. I should have switched out and saved my Shaman for later since it was such a huge threat to his team. But I can just bring in my Flygon here and threaten out his Mew easily with the U-turn, because Flygons almost always carry U-turn, and he knows that. And I'm assuming he doesn't have any super effective moves, because I'm thinking he's the Nasty Plot Life Orb set with a Flamethrower, probably Flamethrower, Psychic, Aura Sphere, maybe Shadow Ball instead of Aura Sphere. So I'm just going to U-turn out there, and since he switches into his Donphan, that means that I get switch advantage. If he had stayed in, I may have killed his Mew. He may have been able to live a U-turn since it was only Choice Scarfed. But since I bring in my Empoleon here, he does not want to stay in with his Donphan, because I can one-hit KO him with my stab move. Because this is in fact a Life Orb Agility Empoleon with 3 attacks, Grass Knot, Hydro Pump, and Ice Beam. And he goes out into his Miltank there, does not take that very well. I went for Grass Knot thinking he'd probably want to switch into his, what's it called? Gastrodon, because Gastrodon would have taken my Hydro Pump and gotten a special attack raise from it. And I thought he would assume that I was a bulky set, but I guess he didn't see leftovers. So he ends up going for a Hammer Arm here. I remembered that he had Scrappy, so I knew he could hit me with his normal type move, but I figured I could take one, but he does get the crit there, which I'm almost positive mattered. However, I'm thinking he might be a Scarfed set, since I don't see any leftovers. He could be Banded too, though. In fact, he probably is Banded, because I don't know if a crit would have taken up my Mismagius, even if it was you know what I'm saying. He had to be Banded in order to take out my Mismagius with that hit. Yeah. But now I'm just going to go into my Victini on that death, because I know that I'll outspeed him because I'm Scarfed, and he is locked into... I'm assuming he's locked into his Hammer Arm. So he's going to bring in his Gastrodon on the switch there, and I just go for the Zen Headbutt, because I know that would... Because I know he's going to switch out of his Miltank, and no matter what he brings in, it's going to take some solid damage from Zen Headbutt. I figured he would predict the V-Create and want something to resist that. So I'm just going to keep going for that, though, because it looks like it might be a 3-hit KO even with the leftovers. It's going to be really close. And he goes for a Toxic, I'm assuming predicting that I'm going to switch to something else, because Victini doesn't mind being Toxic too much, since it's generally a hit and get out of there kind of guy. And I do end up getting the 3-hit KO with the Zen Headbutt. I am almost positive that there was some min-max damage in there that allowed me to get that, but, you know, that's how it goes sometimes. That's what's going to happen. And he's going to go into his Rotom now, and I'm not really sure why I switched out here. I probably should have just stayed in. Oh, I predicted the Volt Switch, of course. Yeah, so I go into my Flygon, and I know that, I don't know why he would want to go for the Leaf Storm since I'm in on my Victini, since I'll obviously be able to take that. So he has to switch out here since since I know he's scarfed and he locked himself into Volt Switch. So I'm just going to go for the U-turn again, either get switch advantage or do some hefty damage on his Rotom. I was a little scared that he would stay in there because I don't think I really had much at this point to take his Volt Switch. But since he brings back in his Donphan and I go for the U-turn, I get switch advantage again on it, which I'm doing a really good job keeping him from getting his Stealth Rocks up here. And since I'm in Vaporeon again, Empoleon, got confused by its nickname. He's going to want to switch out again because he knows I'm offensive and I can easily want to KO him. This time I go for the Ice Beam since I know it'll take out his Donphan anyway, and he might want to switch into his Rotom to take either my other moves, which works out great because he does decide to switch to his Rotom. That wasn't even that much of a prediction. It was just kind of, a safe play to make. Even if he had gone into his... Oh no, his Gastrodon's dead. Okay, never mind. So he brings out his Miltank again here, and I'm thinking he's scarfed. Even if he isn't, he'll outspeed me, because I think Miltank has 100 base speed. I make a really big mistake here going out into my Victini. I should have gone into my Flygon, since he could have taken any of his moves as well. Plus, Flygon is not as valuable in this match as Victini, since he does have his Donphan with Ice Shard, which takes on my Flygon no problem, whereas that priority would not take on my Victini, and I could definitely KO his Donphan with a V-Create, with 2 V-Creates, since even after the speed drop, I'll outspeed because I am scarfed. But now, I'm going to go into my Mamoswine, who I know can take a hit from this Miltank no problem, because Mamoswine's pretty naturally bulky. And so I'm just going to go for the Earthquake on him. I feel like I should have maybe taken this opportunity to set up my Stealth Rocks, though it probably wouldn't have mattered too much. This this Mamoswine is a standard Focus Sash lead set with Stealth Rock, Endeavor, Earthquake, and Ice Shard. So after I take out his Miltank, he's going to go into his Mew, and I don't have anything that I want to take his Aura Sphere / Flamethrower, because I'm not sure which one he's going to go for at this point. I suppose I could have switched into my Flygon again and taken one of either one, and then U-turned out. But I'm just going to go for Ice Shard to get some more damage on him, because I was not sure that U-turn could even take him out at that range, and now I'm positive that U-turn will be able to take him out, especially with that extra Life Orb. And since I can threaten him out with the U-turn again, I can easily just bring in my Flygon, same thing as before, U-turn out again, he's going to switch into his Donphan again, I get switch advantage again, and I'll just bring in my Empoleon. Except he does not switch into his Donphan this time, my bad. This time he goes into his Victini, who's going to take the U-turn very well, since it's got a lot of natural bulk. And now I will switch into my Empoleon, though, since I know that almost all Victinis run physical sets with Fusion Bolt, V-Create, so I'm luring him into going for the Fusion Bolt here, switching in my Flygon to take it, obviously, since I'm immune. And even if he had gone for the V-Create, I resist that, and I'm sure I could take one, not very well, but I could take one, and then just go for the Earthquake to kill him. Because that is stab, super effective, easily going to take him out. And so I think his only guys left are his Donphan and his Mew, and my only guys left are my Flygon and my Empoleon. So I am in kind of a pickle here. What I want is that I want my Empoleon to be up against his Donphan, but I don't want him to predict my switch to my Empoleon and go for the Earthquake. So on the first turn, I'm figuring he might want to predict the switch to Empoleon, and if he did, then if he did predict it and he went for the Earthquake, I would switch to him next turn. And so I'm going to go for the Earthquake again. And this turn, I'm expecting him to predict it now. Since he went for the Ice Shard on the first turn, now he's going to predict my switch to Empoleon and go for that Earthquake, which he does end up doing. And but as you can see, my next Earthquake will not take him out because of how much that one did. I know it won't take him out, so I'm predicting him to go for the Earthquake again, since he knows he can take another Earthquake, and he'll wait till the next turn to go for Ice Shard, but he does not. He goes for Ice Shard this turn. At this point, I think he was still assuming that I was a really stupid player and I wouldn't protect Ice Shards at all. And so he just goes for Ice Shard again, and that means that it'll be up to whether my Empoleon will be able to take an Aura Sphere from his Mew. And I was really thinking that I would probably be able to take it. Of course, I'll bring that in now since it's my last Pokemon, and I'll obviously be able to take out his Donphan with any of my moves. Grass Knot, Ice Beam, Hydro Pump, all super effective, all Life Orb, easily kill him. And I'm just going to go for the Ice Beam since it is, since that can't miss, and because if for some reason he had decided to switch into his Mew, that would have killed, whereas Grass Knot would not. Well, it might have, but Mew is really light, so I didn't think Grass Knot would be able to. But he's not stupid. He's not going to switch into his Mew for no reason. And so it comes down to this. Will his Aura Sphere be able to kill me? I'm really expecting to live this. Is it going to happen? HP goes down, 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 and I die. Yeah, I really thought I'd be able to live that. Oh well, he ends up taking the game 1-0. I made some huge mistakes there. I shouldn't have switched my Victini into his Miltank, and I should have done a better job predicting his ice shards on my Flagon. Oh well, it ended up being a close 1-0 game. That happens sometimes. Very good game. What was his name? EJR4. I will have some more battles in the near future. I'm mostly going for UU and Uber's battles now. I feel like those are more fun than OU. OU's getting kind of old and stale. Though I might make a new OU team and try that one out. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like on the video if you did. Subscribe to my channel for more content in the future. And have a great day, guys.